Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's One Piece live reaction bingo. It has been one heck of a wait. We have chapter 1158. I can't wait to finally get to read. I have been so excited by One Piece stuff, so into One Piece stuff lately. I've watched like 2 reaction series catching up to it and everything. I have really been heavily into One Piece lately. And it's also been like a really good place in the manga. Everything's been great with the sort of Nepo piece flashback. So I'm excited to continue. The only thing that I have been spoiled on, usually it's really easy to avoid spoilers. The only thing I've been spoiled on this time, though, I have really had to dodge things. I've even, kind of lost it and blocked 2 people, so I'm so sorry if it was you, if you caught those strays, but people just straight up posting spoilers appearing on my Twitter feed. The only thing I've seen is a character's name. And so I know one character that's going to show up, a character that as of yet where we were in the flashback hadn't been born yet, so I'm assuming they're getting born here. And that's really all I know is that character's name, so it's not like a huge spoiler or anything, but just in case any of you read along as you watch my videos, I won't mention until we get there. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. It's one of those things where over the past 2 weeks I've probably thought about a million different One Piece related things, but, now that I'm sitting here, it's like, we'll just read and discuss as we go along. But before we read and discuss, also the title for this one is Harold versus Rocks. It was said a good few chapters back by Emu. They're like, Elbaf would have already been taken over if it wasn't for Harold's failure. Now I guess we know what Harold's failure was. If anything, maybe depending on the context, how it plays out, I might be a little bit disappointed that Harold tried. But, yeah, I do know the title going in since I clicked onto the chapter, and that was mentioned a little bit of a time ago. So either way, let's check out what I got on my bingo card. If you want to follow along, make your own bingo card, play bingo on your own, then a link will be in the comments and description like usual. Also, I post these videos as soon as I can after reading the scans for patrons and members, so if you want to get these videos not when the official's out but a bit early, you can go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description, or you can hit join down below to become a member and you can see these early. But either way, what do I have on my card? I actually added a few options here this week, and I see one of them that I got. So we have Bounty Reveal, Revolutionary, God's Knights, New Named Character, Seraphim, Yonko, Silhouetted Character, Mosa Reveal, Flashback, Muma, Wano Piece, New Name Devil Fruit, Free Space, which we can click. Also, I do believe we're getting Wano Piece. I'll go ahead and click it. I think we do have a frontispiece from the cover arc this time. Devil Fruit Awakening, King Harald Ida, his name's in the title, so hopefully we get that one. Zoan Transformation, Vivi Wappler Morgan, Zenny Straw Hat member, Straw Hat Grand Fleet representative, Imusama, Carrot and or Zunisha, Kidder Heart Pirates, Goon Valley. If we see any God Valley, then that will count. Usually, I hate the term Gooner. It's such a cringe, often overused in the wrong context slang. It's so awful. Usually I'm like anybody unironically using the term gooner, we need to execute them. Like, it is the worst. It is one of the worst bits of slang that I've ever had to suffer through living through, and there's been a lot of dumb slang in my lifetime. But Goon Valley is hilarious. Goon Valley is really funny, except I guess for the people actually legitimately taking it seriously. So other than that, Named Attack, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which is usually easy. So maybe I'll have a chance. Maybe I added a few more potential options that you could end up getting, which is maybe not the best idea since it's already hard enough to get a bingo, but we'll see how things go. Either way though, let's start reading and, we'll play as we go. So either way, I just really want to start reading. We have chapter 1158. It took me a while to get time to read this. The scans didn't come out last night, so I was waiting on Friday. They were out by the time I woke up, and I was like, I need to get time to record, and it's been so hard to, again, keep avoiding spoilers while I finally wait to get time to record. But we have chapter 1158, Rocks versus Harald. And Kozuki Moria is the grave. So is Moria named after Kozuki Moria? What? Like Gecko Moria? Are they named after them potentially? Because this is a hero from the West Blue who died fighting Kaido. And is Gecko Moria maybe, like, was it a lie that he fought Kaido and this is the real Moria that fought Kaido? Maybe Gecko Moria's father or something? But then no, Gecko Moria, a big thing with him is that his crew died fighting Kaido. Maybe Kaido killed his father and that's why Gecko Moria came. And also, it's interesting because Kozuki means like full moon or something like that. Something to do with the moon. But so does, and Gekko means moonlight. Like, Gekko, Gekko, and like, or a long O would be moonlight, right? So, are we giving Moria a connection here to the Kozukis? This is crazy. Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 40. Here lies the Pirate of Justice. Also, I was expecting so many things that the Yamato cover story could connect in. We're 40 volumes in and we've barely seen anything, to be honest. You know, like, we were like, we could wrap in the, what happened to Big Mom or Kaido, what happened to the Big Mom Pirates. There's so many things that could be included, but I did not expect us to potentially include the Moria and Perona stuff. Like, Moria could show up to Wano for whatever reason. Interesting stuff, though. Kozuki Moria. This truly is the Nepo Piece arc right now. That's very interesting, because the Kozuki have all the connections to the poneglyphs and everything. Like I said, there's the whole, like, moon versus moonlight thing going on with Gecko Moria versus Kozuki Moria. The fact that Moria already had the connection to Wano, having Ryuma's body and having fought Kaido before. Okay, that's some really good Nepo piece right there. Drinking in the Nepo piece. And we start off with the Roger Pirates in the actual chapter. A certain sea, Roger ship the Oro Jackson. Captain Roger, I heard Shaki opened up a place on Pirate Island. They say it's unbelievable. And then, in the age of legendary pirates, we have young Roger here. We worried we'd never see her again when she could be an empress. But now we know where she is. Let's go. Doesn't Rox control Pirate Island? Also, I feel like some other people have said the same. I'm going to also throw in this hot take. The Rox Pirates feel more like the Straw Hats than the Roger Pirates. Because, like, it feels like the Rox Pirates, all of them are kind of these unique characters. Whereas the Roger Pirates have like 3 or 4 unique characters and then a bunch of nobodies. Say, Rayleigh, is it just me? Or has Roger been in a bad mood ever since you two spoke in his quarters? What did you discuss? Nothing. Okay, and we don't have to wait. We don't have to have this being held as a mystery. We get to see a flashback here. I wasn't going to say anything to the crew, but I figured I should talk to you one-on-one, Roger. Was this during our last fight with the Kuja pirates, just before she quit? Shakuyaku did seem off back then, like she was sick or something. I worried she stepped down because of her health, but you're telling me she gave you this during that battle. Yeah, I was speechless. And then, this can only be described as a love letter. Come and make me yours, Shakuyaku. So, did she have the love sickness for Rayleigh and she had to leave because of that? And you're not interested? I'd be lying if I said that. I just don't want to be tied down. Well, I do, says Roger. Roger's so good. That's such a good line. This interaction is great. And it really does, even though it's about, you know, a woman, which is usually not what Luffy's interested in, it really does feel like a Luffy and Zoro-esque interaction. Come on, man. I ain't giving up. Huh? You're energetic all of a sudden, Roger? Pirates live to plunder, and we don't stop till the prize is claimed. Ain't that right, fellas? Is he still talking about Shaki? Yeah, haha. Gotta be. Why else would we go to Rox's island of all places? Everyone's got an equal chance. Let's go and get her. And then, Marks, I'm hungry, make food. It's already done, dig in. Wow. Sometime later, 40 years ago, we're at 40 years. The Holy Land of Meriwa. You're impatient, Garling, and we get to see Garling, let's go. The previous competition just ended. I'm aware, but while we were completing another assignment. I was going to say, they said competition, and this says completing. Okay, no, while we were completing another assignment, we briefly stopped at that island. It's a non-affiliated state, but it has a unique culture. We tried offering them membership in the world government. God's Knights, Figureland family, Saint Garling, future elder. Okay, so what is that island? But they declined. While their abundant resources would certainly prove valuable for us, we made an outrageous discovery. It was a completely unexpected find, and the Great One will surely be pleased with it. So, at this point, I think most of the God Knights, they probably know about Emu's existence. So we're seeing, at this point, Garling knew about Emu. In 2 years' time, I strongly urge you to hold the next hunt at God Valley. Okay, so God Valley is what declined, and they had a resource there. Okay, got it. Gotta try to remember some of these things, take them in. Shaki's Ripoff Bar, Pirate Island. Get in a single file line, you idiots. What? It's that much? I don't have that kind of money. Come to the back. You can work it off with 2 years of unpaid labor. Huh? I came all the way from North Blue. I hear you serve some great whiskey. And that Shaki makes a mean stew. So I wonder, I'm trying to look, there are probably some sort of references or Easter eggs within these crowds that I'm probably not even going to pick up on. A cute compliment like that makes me smile. She's pouring drinks for all of them. But I'm not going to personally cook for people like you. What? She's just how I dreamed. I'm so happy. Shaki-san, my special bean stew is ready, but we're out of whiskey. Use the cheap rum instead. We have a cook. Anyway, here's your top quality whiskey. 3 cheers for our host's poor service. What happened, Rox? I'm kinda sad that Satisfied Grin isn't for me anymore. Oh, did he fall in love and we're gonna find out about how, Blackbeard came to be? Because we're 40 years out, and I don't remember Shanks, yeah, Shanks is around 39 or 40. Buggy is also 39 or 40. If Buggy does end up being his son, which I think would be amazing, hilarious. But Blackbeard's 39 or 40. I don't remember which is which. Blackbeard is 39 or 40, and Shanks and Buggy are 39 or 40. I don't remember which is which. I don't remember if it's Blackbeard 39 and the other two 40, or the other two 39 and Blackbeard 40. But either way, we're right where they'd be. And then, what happened, Rox? I'm kind of sad that Satisfied Grin isn't for me anymore. So I wonder who it is that he fell in love with. Mama, I see. See, a woman's Also, we saw Garling. So I really want to know here if we're going to get into who Shanks and Shamrock's mother is, because Garling has blonde hair, which means their mother had to be the one to have red hair. Are we going to get into that, and are we going to get into who Blackbeard, and potentially Buggy, who their mother is? See, a woman's intuition's a scary thing, huh? We have Linlin there. Shut up, I said it's none of your business. What's going on? Says Newgate. Dummy, it has to be a woman. The guy's grinning like he's expecting a kid, thinks Stussy. Shaki, I've come for you! Shaki-san! And we have the Roger Pirates. Scopper there, leading him from the side. It's me! Oh, it's the Roger Pirates! Get a pic! Oh, Roger. Roger, how many times do I gotta tell you this is my island? Didn't you hear? Fighting at Shaki's is forbidden, so stuff it, you porcupine. Isn't there... And again, this is so cool, just seeing Rox and Roger like this. Isn't there a huge line out there? How'd you get in here? Did you wait in it and they just took out the line? That was a line. I hardly noticed. Everybody drink up. Yeah. I can't stand those guys. They're so noisy. Put it on Newgate's tab. Nah, leave it on Rox's. And Whitebeard's leaving. He's like, screw these guys. Roger, where's Race on? And we have the hearts and sparkles around her. I told him to come, but he said he wasn't feeling well, so he's napping on the ship. Yeah, is that you, Roger? I've wanted to see you again so badly. And we have Gloriosa jumping in. Now let me on your ship. Gah, Gloriosa. I told you no, I'm not into lovey-dovey women who throw themselves at me. But if Shaki asked to be different, that makes no sense. I'll pass. And we have the upset Roger. Yo, isn't Newgate still here? I want to drink with him. He left. Mamma. Damn it, Rayleigh. Why didn't you come? And then they're singing Bink Sake back on the ship. Quote, Shaki's fainted. Empress Shaki, I want to take care of her. Let me help. Move it, boys. Keep away from her. We have Gloriosa stepping in. And is that just Rayleigh there singing Bink Sake by himself? Okay, lots of interesting stuff. We still have the egg there. Shakuyaku's rules ensured that anyone coming to the island to visit her establishment would be granted safe passage. And I'll look at the bingo stuff eventually. I don't think we have too many to fill in. I'll look at that eventually. For right now, though, I am hooked on the chapter. And also wondering, it's titled Harold versus Rox. We're like really far in. Where's Harold? And then, even the fiercest of pirates would keep the peace if they crossed paths. But back at sea, all bets were off. And we're going to a big double-page spread. Realm of the Dead Elbaf. We have Loki hanging onto a tree. And it gets destroyed and he's sent flying backwards. We have the animals there. Alright. And then Harold and Rox are clashing. Okay, so it's like before. It, like, where they destroyed everything within, like, 7 kilometers or whatever. It's just massive destruction from the two clashing. They both get sent backwards. The paneling here is really cool. Harold, the government's really got you wrapped around their finger. I was torn. Is this really something worth killing your friend over? And in the end, you just bowed down to him. Dumbass, you're being their tool. Is this their answer? They see you giants as nothing but a military asset. You'll all be enslaved as soldiers. What happened to your warrior's pride? Don't you have your own will? Quit talking like you know everything. And Harold's able to send him flying back. And then we have Rox. It looks like he's actually bleeding and breathing heavily. Our warriors created a history of violence. Elbaf is shackled by it, held back from achieving true peace. We see a flashback. You seem to have a good heart, Harold, but a long time ago this country was attacked by giants. That kind of fear doesn't fade so easily. Sorry. Listen, Rox. Alright, just taking some of this stuff in. Listen, Rox. No matter how foolish celestial dragons may be, they still have the influence in the world to bring Elbaf into the loop. Stop it. You cowardly rat. And now he's able to use the abilities like we've seen him using before to send Harold flying back. Consider our business closed. You won't be getting another invite from me again. I'm a king. I can't throw away my people's lives by following a villain like you into a losing battle. There was no true conclusion, but this unorthodox friendship had come to an end. The two would not meet for some time. I really love the sort of depth of their friendship here. Not until the day of a certain incident. So, hold on, the day of a certain incident. I was not expecting Harold to actually be involved in God Valley if he was. And if so, did he help the world government? I'm so interested to see the full context. More news about Rox. We see Loki reading in the paper. He isn't coming back, Loki. Shut up, you lying hag. And Loki's still with, was her name Mosa is his friend that he talks to. Was it Moda or something that was the girl's name? And Ida, would you like some juice? And then he's angry, but okay. 39 years ago, West Blue. God Valley. Okay, so again, we're tying in West Blue here with this stuff. So God Valley was in West Blue. We see the, like, split mountain from before. Two twin boys. And they're born on God Valley. We know who it's going to be here. They're so cute. And they've got your red hair. Okay. Getting chills. I hope that they grow up to be as bright as you. Don't worry. We'll pitch in since their daddy's away. Thank you, mister. Have you settled on names for them? So, when he was away at God Valley, he got, in the words of Syndrome, he got busy. Shanks and Shamrock. A twin birth. Okay. It's so interesting seeing the two of them here like this. And then, like, I assume maybe next week we'll have God Valley and we'll see potentially, like, I know people have been saying that every week, we'll see, like, the context. How did Shanks end up with the Roger Pirates? And all of this other stuff. Who sided with who? Like, how was Shaki involved as the jewel that was taken or whatever? What is it that God Valley has that the world government wanted? How did God Valley get just wiped from existence? Because again, I think wiped from existence, what does that mean in this context? Because I don't know if Emu had access to use the ancient weapon here, because I don't think the Mother Flame would have been recreated by Vegapunk yet. And we're purposefully, like, hiding their mother and everything. But there's clearly something going on there with Garling. I feel like I've been saying the whole time I didn't think that we were going to get the full context of everything in God Valley until we get, like, a Shanks and Shamrock focused, like, flashback or something. But now, like, we're seeing so much that I'm just curious. Are we going to get more of a full context here? I just felt like we were going to see, you know, we got some context in Egghead, we got a few scenes, we were going to get even more here, and I thought that we were still going to leave some things out to save for whenever we got into, like, Figurlin family drama. But now that we're here, I'm just like, I don't know if we are just going to get kind of a full picture, even though we're not getting into the Figurlin family drama in the present time. But it does still tie in with Loki some more, though, because Loki, again, has this hatred for Shanks and everything. Man, what a good chapter, though. Absolutely killer chapter. Amazing. So let's see what we got here. We didn't get any revolutionaries, I don't believe. No bounty reveals. We did get the Gods Knights. We didn't get a Mosa reveal, so that screws me over. Technically, I think we have new named characters. In the sense that I really need to get rid of Seraphim or something. I'm tired of waiting for them. Technically, some of the Roger Pirates, they've been named in, like, SBSs and stuff, but not in, like, the actual series itself. So, like, technically there's that. We have characters who end up being Yonko. We do have silhouetted characters, don't we? I'll have to go back and look through. We got a flashback, so some of you could potentially have bingos, even if I don't. No new name Devil Fruit, and it made me wonder, honestly, we've seen, like, the concussive force from Roxas' swordsmanship, but the way it, like, creates the, like, bulge in the stomach almost reminds me of Gear 5th and was making me think, okay, what are the odds that Rox could potentially be the current, you know, Gomu Gomu Nika holder? But, you know, probably not. It's a bit of a Gomu Gomu no stretch. No Muma's here. And again, we're hinting at this stuff with Rox having potentially had a kid, but we got very little info on that. So we're still hiding, like, Shanks' mother and Blackbeard's mother and stuff. So, new name Devil Fruit. I don't think we saw an awakening here. We did have Harold and Ida. I don't think we had a zone transformation. We don't have any Straw Hat members here. Grand Fleet representative. I don't think we saw Hyradine. We just saw the girl that works at the bar in Ida. No Imasama, though Imasama was mentioned. We did see Goon Valley. Goon Valley's here at the end. We saw some blood, sweat, and tears. I love the parting between, like, the parting fight between Rox and Harald. I think Rox and Harald have been, like, just two incredibly well-written characters and two really fun and enjoyable characters. Sadly, I don't think either of them threw a named attack out there, though, so I don't think we have that one. So the only thing, silhouetted character, is maybe the only thing I could have missed. Yeah, I don't see Hyradine here. Let me just glance through, see if there was a silhouetted character. And again, I love the stuff with the Rox Pirates, Rayleigh and Shocky and everything. We're setting up a lot of stuff there. Again, just the relationships between all of them. Seeing Linlin and Roger interact. Seeing the stuff with Gloriosa and Shocky. And the way that Newgate reacts to them. Having Rox and Roger's reactions to each other. Potentially Rayleigh singing Bink Sake to himself. And this would have been before they made it to the One Piece and everything. There's just so much going on here character-wise with all of these characters in this flashback that have been so good. Like, I love these flashback characters so much. And interesting, I mentioned last time with the Gorosei, I was wondering if they were going to be the same Gorosei, and it looks like they are. Because last time, the only one we saw was Mars. This one, it looks like we've got Topman and... Mars, Warcury, and Venus Juro. I shouldn't say their last name because there are multiple people with the last name. The Shepherd one, like, he stands like Peter does, but we don't know if that's Peter because, like, the outline makes it look like he has dark hair. And at this time, we know from the Kuma flashbacks that Saturn should be Gorosei. So it looks like maybe mostly the same setup of Gorosei that we have in the present time. Man, this chapter was just so good. Again, the interactions with Roger and his crewmates were really good toward the beginning. And then, not even to talk about the cover story itself, finally getting something from this Yamato cover story, other than Ulti, which is cool. Seeing more Ulti is nice. Kozuki Moriya, and what that might mean for the relationship between Kozuki Moriya and, like, he's a heroic pirate that came from, I forget which blue they said again already. If it's from the West Blue, does that tie in more with things? But we have Kozuki Moriya. How does that compare with Gecko Moriya, with, again, the moon connotations for each of their last names, and the fact that Gecko Moriya has this connection to Wano and connection to Kaido. Kaido defeated somebody that was named Moriya. There's so much cool stuff going on there. Just an absolute killer thing. And it does also mean that, you know, potentially a lot of people, I think, were thinking that the Perona and Moria stuff was going to tie in to the Cross Guild because that's where the other Shichibukai have been going. But what if it potentially ties into the Yamato stuff instead? Because we haven't seen Perona and Moria in a while. It's so good. This is a serious 10 out of 10 chapter. I didn't get a bingo, but maybe some of you did. Either way, though, I have to go. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to everyone. And again, if you want these videos a bit early, you can become a member or patron to see them when the scans come out. Either way, like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these chapters, this chapter, my first thoughts, reaction, all of that. How'd you do on bingo? Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server asking, you can get one. Again, we can talk on Twitter or Discord as well. Wherever you want to talk and all of that. If you would like to support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing, it's appreciated. But if you want to get these videos early, help me to keep making videos and get your name at the end of videos, then hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Sorry I haven't updated this in a few days still, but thank you to Chosen Regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, JA and the D-Band, Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Padariel, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.